Happy Mother's Day. I was late. I had to learn a song. How's everybody doing? What's good in the hood? If you've ever wanted to know how to make friends on the internet, try selling a trailer or an RV for a reasonable amount of money. You will get friends. Trust me on that one. I was born in a trunk. My mama died and my daddy got drunk. Left me here to die alone in the middle of Tobacco Road. Growing up, a rusty shack. All I had was a hanging on my back. Only you know how I loathe this place called Tobacco Road. But it's home, the only life I've ever known. Only you know how alone Tobacco Road. I'm gonna leave, get a job with the help and the grace from above. Save some money, get rich and old, bring it back to Tobacco Road. Bring dynamite and a crane, blow it up, start all over again. Build a town, be proud to show, keep the name of Tobacco Road, 'cause it's home, the only life I've ever known. Only you know how alone Tobacco Road. Ouch. Couple of those notes were a little out there. Did something happen to Tony's Alive? This is Dead Dodge Garage Live, by the way. How's everybody doing? Mr. Allen's stickers are missing? Jackson Frandrup, you cannot have my first rodeo hat. I need that hat. This is, in fact, my first rodeo. What are we doing? For the love of all that is holy. Seriously, like, yeah. I've made a lot of new friends today. Pretty sure I peeked the hell out of this microphone a few times during that song. I apologize. Good evening, Boomer. How's it going there? Barry Rooker got his stickers. Yeah, Robert Fitch got his stickers. Tons of people sent pictures of stickers on the Discord. Believe it or not, my throat's still not exactly 100% after Friday's outing. And my range is always limited sitting down. Can't belt it. Hot Shoe says, Jamie, your demon video brought back a lot of memories. Thanks, man. Happy to do it. Bill James, thank you. So many people here. McLovin was the first. Ben Braddock said drums, please. Maybe a little later. My sister was here on time. It's weird. Steven Andrews is here. Josh Homan is here early because Tony ditched us. Huh? All right. Mopar Jimmy also here. How's it going? Old Iron has never been here this early. And he's been coming for a while. Byron Isaacs in Jacksonville, Florida, got here early to get a good seat. Good plan. Dan Orcutt is here. Sunset tonight will be at 10:33. Wow. Kenneth, how's it going? Avon in the house. Jimmy Baps. Yeah, deciding what to drink. We went for the Imperial Raspberry again. I do like this one. It's really not sweet. I mean, it's a little sweet, but not really. Mark M is here. Tiffany is here. Alan is here. What is up? Alan put a heater core in the Dakota. Amazing. If you don't know, if you haven't caught this, I think we've shown it in a couple videos. Alan's got the Dakota RT now, and he is just straight up restoring that thing. Bill Mize in the house. Bill Mize, of course, has sent another epic super chat. Thank you, Bill. Bill says, good evening, everyone. Jamie, I finally got a hold of someone that knows a lot about boost. I need to stay below 11-1 to run a supercharger and not have to run race fuel. Yeah, that sounds... Yeah, I don't know. That even almost sounds a little high to me. But, yeah. If you have race fuel, you can do whatever you want. Thanks again, Bill. David says Prickly Pear is still my favorite. Yeah, I liked that one. It was not my favorite. I did like that one. My mom also relatively on time. I did say Happy Mother's Day to her. As at least a few other people do as well. Old Stuff Rules in the house from Tennessee. Patrick Sullivan is here. Plymouth on Plywood is here. AMC guy made it early. He should play the lottery. Nice. Excuse me. Good Lord. Paul Wortman got my stickers on my Chrysler 300s. Hell yeah. Thanks, Paul. Awesome. Bellweg. Sunico Supreme. Truly the most delightful sauce. I'm going to need some of that pretty soon here. Boomer said, loved the video of Dale's Demon. That is one sweet car. Thank you, Boomer. Yeah, that thing's pretty fantastic. Al Sear says I need to wear that hat to work. That is a good one. My wife got me that for our anniversary. Josh is here. How's it going there, Josh? Yeah, Bill, that's more what I was thinking. More like 9.5 would be best, but I already got all my stuff. Yeah, okay. So I guess shoot for 11 and keep that boost a little lower. You'd hate to have the wrong kind of party. Yeah. McLovin said, McLovin, our fantastic mod, who's always sharing links to stuff and sending people to the corn when necessary, and we do thank him for that, says, so good to see Dale's Demon out cruising the streets again. Best thing you can do for it, drive it. Absolutely, 100%. Man, I forget what a kick in the pants that car is. It's, I mean, come on. I don't think it's quite 400 horsepower, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good, especially with 48s. Kevin Brunk is here. 69 Coronet 500 is here. Mopar Jimmy watched my band's video. Very good. Thank you. Appreciate that. I shared my friend Kevin. He's got a local band, and he has a thing. He makes records happen. Fuzz Guts Recordings. And he got video of 2 of our songs and posted them to his YouTube channel. So if you want to see my new band playing live the other night, which was an awesome show, I left it all on the stage. I'll just say that. About killed me. Old Iron BNSF. Did I say good evening to Bell James? Not sure. I think I did. The heck? Holy crap. Cocky Man gifted 50 Dead Dodge Garage memberships? How is that even possible? Thank you. Wow. Old Iron. Okay, stupid question. Are first-gen Durangos all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive? Yes. Usually, like the normal Durangos have a full-time... Okay, they have a two-wheel mode, they have a full-time four-wheel drive mode, a locked-in part-time four-wheel high, and then a four-wheel low. So they have all kinds of settings on the case. Then there are all-wheel drive ones. The Durango RT is all-wheel drive. David says he likes the 391s in the Charger. Yeah, I bet I would like those too. Pacified Herbicide felt bad for upping 69 thumbs up to 70, but it had to be done. Nice, nice. Really? Chris's scrap pack stickers appear to have been lost in the mail. That sucks. I was just looking today because we had a lot of orders for those. And, and we have a lot of orders today too. I'll talk about that in a minute. But, yeah, I do have like from that round of orders, I still have like 8 to 10 in transit. So I don't know what that's about. But I hope they all make it to you. Yell at the Postal Service if not. Got to get this figured out. We haven't, the entire time I've been running this, the merch site, we've never had a lost order ever. So, yeah. Josh sent me $10. Thank you, Josh. Appreciate that. Promise to only use that for buying more cider. Told Tom about the auction coming up on June 7th. He got excited when I said I live 2 hours away. Yeah, he was aware of the auction, I'm sure, because that's just who he is as a person. But yeah, cool. Good deal. My mom wants to know how to get a gift membership. You have to turn gifts on in the chat thing, and I don't actually know how to do that. There's a way. I know that. Yeah. Blame UPS. Well, it's probably USPS, though. Probably. Yeah, Paul Wortman's got there quickly. Some of them did. Like, I think within 5 days, I had some people that already had stickers, which is crazy. I mean, these are all printed to order. All the shirts, everything is made to order. So usually there's like a couple week lead time. I was pretty impressed with that. I was saying hi to people. Dolphin Don in the house. Eric Jorgensen. Jeff R. is here. How's it going, Jeff? From the land down under. Jeffrey Nunez is here. Russ Beaters Derelicts. David Biznat, who said, enjoying the Engine Wednesdays and the regular videos. Great channel. Thank you, David. Appreciate that. McLovin, could you just play a concert for the next 2 hours? Well, if I have to. Crash's Roadrunner Garage is here. Grey Dude is also here. Scoop is here. Nice, nice. Cave Dave. There are so many new members. Welcome, everybody. Wow. That's crazy. It is... Yeah. If you go to where it pops up and says memberships, it should say allow gift memberships under that. So hit that button. It does stuff. What was I just gonna say? I don't know. Yeah, hot shoe. Even though it sounds wrong, lower compression is more efficient in turbocharging. Yeah, that's my understanding. Indeed, yes. Russ Peters Derelicts with a point there. Aluminum heads give you more wiggle room. Yes, and Bill is aware of that, and he's building a 392 first generation Hemi with a supercharger. And so we talked about aluminum heads, and he went, nah. And I don't blame him. Yes. The gift memberships are totally random. It goes through people in the chat and just picks people. I don't know. It's magic. Matt Whaley said, Dale's Demon Vid rocked. Love that car. You freaking rock, brother. You guys jam. Wish I wasn't on the other side of the country in Georgia, or I would come see you play. Thank you, Matt. Appreciate that. Lovejoy's here. Had a visitor from the north. We turned a semi-functional truck into not that. Congratulations. Cal the Destroyer is here with a new picture. Oh, it's so cute. How has that lunchbox locker worked out in that Jeep? Kind of want one now. We put one in the front. Did we put one in the rear too? We put lockers front and rear, but I can't remember what we did for the rear. Worked. I mean, yeah. Mexican Spec in the house. How is your adventure going? Mexican Spec is headed north with a very special Chrysler Dart for our good friend and member Mark. And, well, I'll just guarantee you right now we're going to see that on the channel. Also, Mexican Spec, I heard you were doing a live stream. It's been a busy weekend in Jamie's world, so unfortunately I did not get to check in on that. Anyway, hope it's going good. Something about hail. Crazy. Boomer, Jamie, are you having problems getting parts? Not yet. But... Oh. Excuse me. There it is. No, not yet. I mean, no more trouble than usual. Mopar parts are always tricky and dumb, so I'm kind of used to that. I don't know where it was, but I saw a comment asking if... Mike Brunello, K-Car Guy is here. I saw a comment asking if my wife had cut my hair and if she was mad at me. No, I paid actual money for this haircut. Look at how much of my scalp you can see. Hate it. I was watching the footage from the other night and going, man, my hair's really thinning now. I'm getting old. Another one. Holy crap. So many people are trying to buy this crappy motorhome right now. I think it's too many. Larry Barker is here and says, hi, Jamie. Made it, busted ribs and all. 7 in total. Wow. Mr. Nobody, quick question. Best oil additive for increasing oil pressure short term for a trip? I use Lucas. Lucas works great. And even if it doesn't increase pressure as you are hoping, it will increase protection. Yeah, there you go, Josh. Yeah. Tom knew about it 4 years ago. Believe in yourself. I am Arthur, King of the Britons. You're the king? I didn't vote for you. You don't vote for a king. Okay. King of the Who? That's, yeah. Dean. Torsion bars are springs. Everything is a spring. Leaf springs are springs. Torsion bars are a spring. You are a spring. The earth is a spring. This flashlight? Yep, you guessed it. It's a spring. It's just down to how effective a given string is. Oh, Mexican Spec. No need to apologize. We were driving home and just wanted some witnesses, just in case. Nice. Todd Denial, I also hope the Tums kick in soon. Rusty Pliers is here. How's it going, Rusty Pliers? We may have to push our drag race for next year. Been busy with work and my daily driver's transmission went out. Well, that is perfectly okay because I have retired the demon from drag racing and nothing else is ready. I don't even remember. Did you want to... I can't remember what you wanted to run against. But it doesn't matter because none of them are ready. Oh, okay. Mexican Spec says, we are home. We have some work to do before going north. Got it. Yeah, Bill there said $5,000 for aluminum heads from Hot Heads. Can't find them used anywhere. I already have $8,000 in this build. Most expensive build I've ever done. Yeah. Yep. Mike and Melissa Gowan said, hate to see the wagon go. I know. And, me too. But again, we love that car. We were happy to buy it back. Happy to have it. But it doesn't get driven. And so it's just sitting here. And I'm sure it's mostly my fault. But, it needs to go to a good home. And that's fine. That's fine. A lot of stuff here is going to be going to, hopefully, a good home in the near future. Model A Garage did ask, has the wagon sold yet? No, it has not. I did get a message from a guy who wants to buy it and drive it home to Southern California. And I think that's the coolest thing ever. His message to me was, if I fly in with this set of tires, can I drive it home? Hell yeah. Thing drives awesome. 255 of you out there. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate that. There's so many comments, and I don't know where I am in them. Oh, Devin11. Wait, you made stickers? Yes, on my merch store. Speaking of which, Rooster's not here. Old McDonald has a car. Am I even in chat? Yes, you are. Merch store. Shop.deaddodgegarage.com. We have hats, shirts, and stickers. We have the logo merch line, hats, shirts, hoodies, stickers, and then we have a couple other shirts now. And we have the Scrap Pack stickers, which is awesome. And new to the store today, the Dale's Demon t-shirt. So go buy those. A lot of you have. Who dares message me? Why is email being dumb? Oh, copy. In case you ever wonder who it is processing your orders, reading your messages, etc., through the merch store, it's just me. Old McDonald has a car. Just saw your latest Demon video. I want my 68 Dart back on the road so bad. Yeah. I understand. Get on it. Lettuce is here or perhaps it's Lettuce. I don't know. From across the pond. How's it going? Philip Genovese, how you doing? Philip said, hey Jamie, how goes your Mopar empire? Not bad. Growing all the time. 68 is probably the best year Dart, but I have a soft spot for 70. Plymouth on Plywood is here. Oh, we already did that. Plymouth on Plywood needs to go cable throttle and kickdown on the little wagon. Do you recommend any particular 904 kickdown cable? No, I've always just used the cheap generic ones, except for the 2 times I used low cars. The cheapo ones work fine, but you do typically have to do a bit of trimming and stuff. It's $30 well spent. Blah Blah is here and says, do you think the flying banana will ever pop a wheelie? It will, or I'll die trying. I think it's going to happen. Alex Darlington said, the Demon looked great today. Yes, it did. Also got confirmation I'm building F-Body RT clone with the Street Build 318. Nice. Tom sent me an ad, for an actual Aspen RT somewhere. I think it's a 318 4-speed, not totally sure. And said you should buy this. And he's right. I'm not willing to spend $2,000 on it right now. But I would definitely mess with that, as the kids are saying. I like F-bodies now. Rygorian says, following your build in a shed with WD-40 and a hammer. Wish me well. Good luck. God luck and good speed. It's working out good for me. See what that engine does in today's video. Seriously, I'm really impressed with it. I wanted to put that car on the chassis dyno, the local chassis dyno, so we could get an actual horsepower number. I've never cared about that. I've never built toward a horsepower number, but just so I could tell you, if you replicate this build, if you do this, 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 and this, you can make this power. That's the only reason I'm interested in it. So I called them, and they said, well, it's $140 an hour, and usually for dyno sessions, it's anywhere from 2 to 6 hours. I thought it was something like, 3 runs, $150. No. Like, all I want is a number. I don't need it tuned. I just want you to tell me what it's making now. And so then she said, okay, well, maybe we could probably knock that out in under 2 hours, but still, so I'm going to pay like $300 just to get a number I don't even care about. Yeah. I don't know. I might shop around, but that's the one here in town. We happen to have one, so it's kind of cool. I don't know if that's going to happen, though. Are any of us really here? Scott DeForge is here. Says, hi, Jamie. Love the Dale's Demon update. Makes me want to get off my butt and finish my 72 scamp. You better get on that, Scott. And on another note, thank you very much for what you sent over to Tom. I'm going to put that stuff to use. JP Burger 818. Hey, like your videos, man. Thank you. Found your channel after I picked up a 66 Dart GT to build. I'm just over in Puyallup area, wondering if you go to any of the cruises. I don't. I pretty much don't do anything. All the things I do are here. I don't really go to car events. I almost considered going to a car show Saturday morning, but first I was tired. And then I started editing a video, which I didn't even get done. We'll hold that for next weekend. But no, I don't. Mike Noodle says, please don't sell the 81 Challenger. I got bored. And I still like that car. I still think it's great. I haven't driven it in a while, really. I've been driving the Scamp and now driving the Demon when it's not raining. I don't think I want to do anything else with it. So that means it kind of has to go, you know, because it can't just sit here like everything else. And there's just too much crap sitting here. And I have heard from countless people that want that car. So I don't think it will be hard to sell it. It's not listed now or anything. I'm just saying, like, I don't need it. It's just going to sit here. Abanimus says, Jamie, your Neon RT looks very nice. Yes, it does look very nice. It's got almost 350,000 miles on it, but they were gentle miles. It's got like perfect seat covers. It's pretty sweet. I am excited to mess with it. James Jennings, how long since you finished a project? I don't think there is such a thing. Yeah, blah blah's got it. Thin the herd, buy your neighbor's land. I am trying to do that. Lovejoy, I would be listing it for like $5,000 and waiting for a good offer. Jeff R., are you waiting on any parts to continue with the 273 build? Have you chosen a cam? Yeah, the 273 video was, I built it. The short block's done. And that was 2 or 3 Wednesdays ago. So all I got to do now is finish porting and cleaning the heads. I am going to have them decked, unfortunately. I think I've got my head gaskets figured. I'm going to have the heads decked. We'll get them all set up with springs and stuff, and then party on. That's the plan. I got 2 more tunnel rams for some reason because Tom went to Spring Fling and brought me back those, and another set of small bolt pattern center lines, front runners, little teeny tiny front runners, and big wide gigantic back ones. Barracuda might be getting radius wheel wells. We'll see though. Rigorian says, we need to get a Vice Grip and Dead Dodge Garage collab video. With the power of the beards combined, no car is safe. The fact that you'd even put me in the same sentence as Vice Grip Garage, well, I'm just happy to be there, but I am tiny potatoes compared to the nuclear YouTube bomb that is Derek Bieri. So I don't think that's ever going to happen, but I do appreciate the sentiment. Rich Riker, 42. Alan wants to do some cruises and shows with the 300. Hell yeah. If you're going to go to a show, I'll go to a show. How about that? Scott Sullivan asked, how did your concert on Friday go? Is it on YouTube? It went awesome. I'm still tired. It was fantastic. Almost passed out on stage. I'm not joking. Sent it, as the kids are saying. And there are videos on a YouTube channel called Fuzz Guts Recordings, I think, my friend Kevin's channel. Local musician, record producer, and he got footage of a couple of our songs. I actually shared one of those videos on a community post yesterday. So, James Jennings, yeah. How long since you finished a project? Maybe literally never, but the last time, I don't know. I restored an entire 78 Dodge crew cab power wagon once. Did an insane drivetrain on a Studebaker. Crazy build thing. Finished that. My Black Dart GT is almost to the point I'm going to call it done. Almost. We did a lot on that car. A lot. But what was the last one I finished? I don't know. Josh Jesh says, in the wagon video, when you showed the wagon and your old 66 Charger at your old house, what was the red car? 1966 Coronet 440 two-door hardtop. That is my friend Connor's Coronet. He has tempted me with buying it in the comments of this very live stream in the past, something I still want to do. Apparently, I'm buying a green 66 Coronet two-door hardtop. So, and I was also offered a white one. I haven't heard back on that. I was supposed to get more pictures. That one's rough, but cool. Relatively complete. 67, I believe. But yeah, red Coronet. He was daily driving that car for quite a while. McLovin put up a link to the Discord something like 7 minutes ago. If you want to join us there, that is the live stream comment section that never ends. 263 of you out there. Thanks for hanging out here. If you haven't hit like on the stream, you should hit like on the stream because it does stuff for the thing with the deal. Carnivore Customs. Question. Are all Slant 6 intakes aluminum? No. My 1-barrel intake is, and I'm searching for a 2-barrel intake. What years came with 2 barrels? So that was the Super 6 configuration. You start seeing those in F bodies around 77 or is it 78? Don't know. And I think they could also come in trucks. And I think that because mine here has one and it looks to be all original, but I don't know. Yeah, they're tough to come by. I have 3, but they're cast iron, so they're heavy, annoying to ship. The 1-barrel aluminum intake, excuse me again. Apparently, for the aluminum Slant 6 in 61 too, they had all kinds of aluminum stuff. They had aluminum oil pumps, and I think they had aluminum intakes then, but they were like the iron one. There was then an aluminum single barrel intake much later, like late 70s into the 80s. I've seen a lot of them in 80s trucks. Those are not very good. They're kind of like porous and stuff. In fact, I had my friend Mike weld a 4-barrel carb spacer to one to my brain farted to put EFI on a Slant 6, and it was on one of those, and many people said those intakes are garbage, they're porous, they're terrible, running boost through that is the worst thing you could ever do. And yeah, that's probably true. Devin 11, best place to purchase clutch packs for a 4.6 RE? I don't know. And the best, what needs to be done to seal it up so I can drive through puddles? I'm not a transmission guy. Cope Racing Transmissions, CRT, John Cope. Ask him. He's got a YouTube channel. Very knowledgeable guy. But I've only ever been involved in a few automatic transmission builds and only out of necessity. Hippie Long, any chance you have an extra Carter AFB 3853? I doubt it. I don't know what 3853 is anyway. Yes. Most of them are cast iron. The late ones are aluminum, and yes, the aluminum ones had porosity issues. It's a simulation inside a simulation. Nice. I don't know what's going on. It's too many comments. I already saw most of them. Dust Devil Garage in the house. How's it going? Rocket Tom is also here. Right on time as usual. Just Me wants to know, what are your thoughts about hardtops being converted into convertibles? I think it's silly. Rigorian, don't tell me I have the same mannerisms and humor of Derek. Enough people have told me that already in a condescending way. I used to hear that a lot. A lot. You know, Hippie Long, I do have like 3 or 4 Carter AFBs from that era. I'm number stupid. I don't know which numbers they are, which applications they... I thought they were all 273 carbs, and it turns out they are none 273 carbs. Old Iron is 70% sure trucks never came with the 2-barrel. See, I didn't think they did either. The reason I thought that might be right for this truck is because it came with a Super 6 intake carb air cleaner, and the guy had gotten a second complete truck drivetrain, Slant 6, 727, and that one had a Super 6. So did both of these people do Super 6 swaps? Maybe. Could have. Yeah. But that just got me to thinking maybe it did belong there. Yes, Rocket Tom has a big announcement next Sunday. An amazing business opportunity. And I believe he's going to be here next Sunday during the live to talk about it. Rocket Tom says Scott from Cold War Motors is like Jamie plus 20 years. He talks slower. Yeah. So many comments. Scott DeForge saw a 2008 Chrysler 300 with the roof cut off today. Looked stupid. I bet it did. Classic Dude Mike, have you seen the latest Junkyard Digs video? Big block crew cab ramp truck. No. I haven't watched any video this weekend. Like at all. No, I haven't seen Rooster this evening. I don't know what he's doing. Yes, Mexican Spec. Scott and I, or Mexican Spec said, you and Scott have almost the same subs, but he has been doing it for 15 years. It is criminal. I agree. Rocket Tom thinks I will probably talk slower in 20 years. We'll see. Devin 11 saw a PT Cruiser Ute in Paulsbo the other day. Well, I'll be damned. Okay, Plymouth on Plywood says trucks and vans got Super 6 for $79.80. Well, mine's a 77, so that still doesn't work. Hot Shoe, Jamie, did you guys get the storage cleaned out? Yes, we did, and thanks very much to Alan for that. He scrapped a bunch of garbage for me. He helped me move all my brother's stuff to my brother's garage at his new house, and then he's storing the rest of it. So, yeah, Alan, once again, a superhero. We're going to move a good few of my spare engines and heads from here out to Alan's spot as well, so the shop is more useful. Usable, I meant to say. Blah Blah wants to know, when is the next live with you and Just Mopar Joe? I don't know, but I was just thinking about that. I'd love to do another live with Joe. He's been doing all kinds of lives lately with people like Noel Automotive, who I totally saw a minute ago. He said, like the stream. Yes, please do that. Thanks for being here. PT Cruiser Ute. I still need to go pick up my PT Cruiser in Ocean Shores. Just emptied the ramp truck again, so I guess it's time. Gopher Garage, sorry about your issues with your neighbor. Me too. I don't like having rocks thrown at my trucks and bouncing past my head. I'm not a fan of that. She turned me into a newt. I got better. Good evening, Chili Willy. How's it going? Paul Wortman set fire to that god-awful Camaro. James Jennings. Yes, I've done many of those PT timing belts. In fact, I did one once that another shop had done, and they did it wrong. And while I thought that was silly, excuse me, it's an easy mistake to make because you have to straight edge across 4 marks on those gears for the twin cams, and you can't see them. You have to like mirror, and it's crazy. It's absolutely insane. So yeah, those timing belts suck. And the one I'm getting does not run, and we're not sure why. Like, it might need a timing belt, and I have half a mind to like fix it and make it run, and then, you know, maybe make it not run anymore, and then do the crazy build we're gonna do. Don't know, but anyway. Yeah, there might be a PT timing belt in my future, which I'm not going to be happy about. Michael Prusy, who is a member, is a Challenger coming up for sale. It might. If you want it, the price is going to be, I'm going to be asking this many thousands. And some people are going to scoff at that, but I will remind you that the one Mexican Spec found was more than that. The one in Portland that had a blown up engine and did not drive was more than that. It's a little cleaner than mine, but yeah. If someone really, really, really wants that car in their life, come and get it. Yeah. Paul Warman, no, the wagon is still here. It has not sold. I've had some interested parties. I have one gentleman who wants to drive it home to Southern California, but he can't get out here for a couple weeks. So I don't know if it's going there. That would be awesome. I'm fully in support of that, but we'll see. Yeah, McLovin Garage. The one in Portland is double that. Yes, but it's also probably still for sale, isn't it? So that's what I'm thinking. Like, the only ones that I have seen, yeah, that AMC guy, that's the one we're talking about. Yep. Goldy, brownish one. Yeah, that is fair, Mexican Spec. I understand that. But, you know, I mean, I have seen your prices to deliver things to the border, and they are always reasonable compared to what we can find around here. Even for those cool rare trucks you've got down there that we don't have up here. So what that tells me is if I'm cheaper than what you're offering, I'm probably in the right place. Stephen Andrews is looking forward to the first generation Neon. Dang it, I saw someone ask what my plans are for the Neon RT. Who was that? I don't know. It's gone. Anyway, I'm going to make it run, and then I'm going to drive it, and then I have no idea. No, I'm pretty excited about it. It's a cool car. Needs some things. Been sitting forever. Got a bajillion miles on it, so yeah. No username. Space. Did you see the 4x4 Duster on Craigslist in Black Diamond? No, I don't go on Craigslist. It's a ghost town. James Jennings, tell us what makes wedge heads so special. Do you mean max wedge heads? Or do you mean wedge heads? Because wedge heads are not special. They're the cheapest, most generic overhead valve design there is. And like everyone started using those forever ago. Jeff R. Watched your Dale's Demon vid pretty much the moment I woke up this morning. Wife questioned my priorities. Running through the gears sounded great. What shift RPM? I don't know. I've never looked at the tack, ever. And I don't... Yeah, I don't know. I have the red line set at 62. I'm not hitting that. So I think I shift it like... I don't know, somewhere between 55 and 6. I think I've only hit the limiter in like second once. Yeah, go for garage, hates to see Mrs. Wagon go, but completely understand. Yeah. I mean, and I'll say this again, like, and the more I say it, it's not like I'm just saying this to convince myself. I just know it's true. I don't need any of this crap. We do not need these cars. I like them. It's cool having them around and playing with them. And obviously, I do need to make videos, but there is a never-ending string of more projects to make videos with. And I don't need to keep all of these. I cannot keep all of these. And I am at a point where I want to do other things with the money I have wrapped up in these cars. So stuff is going to get sold. And it's unfortunate having YouTube where people really want to see these cars again and again and again. The cars that they love. I get that, but I cannot keep all of them. I just have to be realistic about that. Andrew is here, also a member. Hope all is well. LA 318 assembly in the week. There's a typo in there. Got rid of the air pump, EGR, and electronic spark advance. Planning through vacuum and intake manifold layout. If there's a question there, I didn't get it. But all is well. Dean Stevenson, yes, I know. I learned. I had no idea that there was a Performance 318 in Mexico because we didn't get that here. It was never a performance engine here. So I am very curious about that. I'm excited to get my hands on it. That is supposed to happen. And we are all going to learn some stuff together. Yeah. Is the 270 horsepower rating legit, and was the 340s rating legit? Great question. Jesse Smith. She's got huge tracts of land. Rigorian, Neon RT. No, a Neon RT, not the SRT4. Very different thing. Mexican Spec, I saw a question. Oh, I had one problem with the Dart. Can't get it into reverse. It won't go over into the reverse gate. Is there a trick to it? Yeah, your shifter's adjusted wrong. Have you never been able to get it in reverse, or can you sometimes not get it into reverse? What happens in some situations, I've seen the little lever, the rectangular lever for reverse, installed pointing downward. And if it's pointing downward, the gate will never line up, and the shifter would have to pull backwards instead of going forwards like it's supposed to engage reverse, because it would be backwards. So look under there, and if the lever is hanging down, that's wrong. The lever is supposed to be pointing up. That would be one thing. Otherwise, a massive adjustment issue. Rigorian, there were turbo PT Cruisers. They weren't quite what an SRT4 is, but yeah. John Chapman, I'm thinking of going to look at a Travco motorhome. Nice. Needs a carb rebuild. Thermo quad. What can I look for in Edelbrock for a 440? Used, I figure it would be easier to make run. Yeah, you'll need an adapter most likely to go from the spread bore manifold to the square bore Edelbrock. But yeah, 750. Perfect. 750. AVS 2, if you can get a hold of one. Those are great. Take it off a sweet jump. You got it, brother. You don't have to ask me twice. Oh, gotcha. Andrew, go through the emissions crap in a video. Thought it'd be neat. Sorry, I can't type. Excuse me. Yeah, the only thing I've ever done with emission stuff on a video, allegedly, is relocate it from an engine compartment to a box. Yeah, Chili Willy, everything I hear about those neons is that they're super fun and handle great. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to trying it out. Hippie Long, I think since the Demon is not available, I like the Black Barracuda. I don't own a Black Barracuda. I own a Black Dart GT. Wayne Bozell, did the cam making place send you the hot for teacher cam? No, Comp Cams did. That was a used thumper that Dale had installed in the 340, and he took it out because it was stupid. Yeah. Dr. Art is in the house. How's it going, Dr. Art? Dr. Art needs early A-Buddy floor pan patches. You and me both, brother. Good luck. Yeah. Braden Steels. You know what? I should take a second to explain this. For legal reasons, I probably shouldn't tell you that my neighbor and his wife are both absolutely insane. I don't know which one of them threw a rock at my head, but it was one of them, and they were like hiding behind a tree. Like they are insane. There is something wrong with them. All they ever do is scream at each other, and now I guess they scream at me for fun. But apparently, I've been ruining their lives for some time. This is really important, though. I am not selling stuff to placate any neighbor. Certainly not those nutbags. I'm selling stuff because I need to sell stuff. I have no room. I have too much junk. I have more projects than I could ever complete in one lifetime. And I want to buy the other neighbor's house and property. That is what I'm trying to do. No, the law has not visited me. No neighbor has complained about my stuff, my collection, the mess. It's not been a problem. This little thing was about noise, which I understand, but I've been awoken at 3 a.m. by these people screaming at each other, so it's complicated. And that's all I can say. Blah Blah says, Jamie's Scamp is my favorite car. His ramp truck is my favorite truck. Nice. Well, yeah, exactly. Keeping the cars moving lets you play with more cars. That's it. Rigorian, is it possible to Hemi in LA? No. With an asterisk, because there was a company that apparently cast some LA Hemi heads at one time, but you won't see them around today. I've never actually seen a set. I just know this was a project someone was working on. It is a subject I have put a lot of thought into. Part of the reason I wanted to own a DeSoto Hemi was because my understanding from Tony, who explained that the poly engine was essentially sketched off of the DeSoto Hemi, was that the DeSoto head might be close. It is not. First off, the bore spacing is not the same. There's almost nothing that is the same, in fact. It's a similar layout, similar architecture, but they are not the same. The DeSoto block is actually shorter than the ALA block. The Chrysler Hemi is closer, but it is a little bigger. But yeah, the head bolt spacing is different. Everything is different. So something that I have been wondering for a long time, is there a factory Chrysler first generation Hemi head that is close to fitting on the small block? And the answer is no. I've checked. I got all of them to check. Yeah. Paul Wortman, how do I buy a membership for myself? You go to... Do I wear this hat at Rocket? No, this is a nice day clean hat. You go to my channel page. You can't do it on an iPhone or iPad, though. You got to be in a browser or something like that. If you're in a browser or on an Android, there should be a button under the video right now that says join. So you could click that. 273 of you out there. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate that. That's awesome. Gotcha. Mexican Spec. Okay. See if hold on. It's coming. It's in there somewhere. See if the nut is loose on that lower lever at the back. That is the one for reverse. See if it's falling off. Because that could happen. Plymouth on Plywood will bring me his Mint A100 one of these days. You really need to increase your shop rate, though. Well, that's the thing. I don't actually want to do work for people anymore. For video projects, yeah. Here and there, yeah. One of the other things that was screamed at me over the fence was that I'm running a business here, and that's not fair. I'm running a YouTube channel here, but I do work on cars occasionally. No matter how many times I tell USPS I never want to see a friggin' LLV again, they still keep bringing them to me. So I guess that counts. This is complicated. They run a business out of their house. Why are they yelling at me? It's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. Hippie Long, if it's a Hurst shifter, there's a mark to center all of it. There's actually, you would put a pin through it. Sack778 says every 318 is a performance 318 once it has dual exhaust and heavy right foot. I don't think you're wrong. Really? Chris says the iPod iPhone thing might be changing. I hear Apple got in trouble with the law over their App Store rules. Huh! Dean Stevenson, I've put a lot of thought into a lot of different cylinder head options. Jeff R., did you find any time in your hectic week to do any more on the dual cab Cummins truck? No. Haven't touched it. Bore spacing. Jerry Herrera, always wondered how hard it was to keep content and not get piled with cars. I am a I can't talk. I am a car hoarder anyway. And so I used the YouTube channel as an excuse to do it more. Casey Harper just became a member. Thank you, Casey. Appreciate that. Projects are never finished. Projects are never finished. Tony B really wants me to sell the 81 Mitsubishi thing. Yeah. Well, Lovejoy, what can you afford? Yes, if you can't buy my Challenger, buy Mexican Spec's Challenger. The one that he found down there. Mean Street Mopar is in the house. How's it going? James Jennings, any reason to keep a pair of 64, 65, 273 closed chamber heads? No, I have 3 of those. They're, unless you have the manifold that matches them, they are literally useless. I don't think they're at all valuable. Old McDonald has a car. Are all 4-speed clutch pedals the same, or is one stronger than another? I don't think they're all the same. That comment was a half hour ago. Aw. Furious Frank says, Jameless. Next time you see Mitchell, Big Mitchell, that is, tell him Frank says he's a wiener. Also, every time I see the remains of his black truck, it makes me sad. I know. I'm trying to make it not exist anymore. That chassis, if all goes to plan, that chassis will be under a PT Cruiser. Potentially with a Hemi in the front. Not a 426. I'm not doing that, but yeah. Trying to make that go away. I've sold a lot of stuff off that truck. I, of course, put all the parts on the ramp truck, so now it kind of is that truck, but it kind of isn't. Because I only took the good stuff. That cab was so roached, the bed was smashed, and it was rusted before it was rear-ended. I've always loved that truck from the day you bought it, and if I thought it was reasonably savable, I would have done that. But no. I also didn't know he was just going to hand me the title for it. I thought I was buying the front clip off him. My sister is also still tired and can confirm I almost passed out on stage. I took a giant breath for this one like big line in our second to last song, and I seriously like blacked out standing up. It was crazy. I was still playing, but I didn't know what I was doing. It was crazy. It was really weird. Maybe get that checked. Jesh, Jesus, thinks I should race Jed with Scott Speed Shop. No, I'll just lose. Morning Orange, that's my band. Oh, yeah, that's a good one, Alan. Yeah, see, I knew we'd finish something. We finished Dave Freeman's Blackfish. We did the top end. That is Alan and I, of course. As a team, he really led the charge on this one. I did the engine work, but he cleaned everything. Excuse me, which is a job. We did the top end stuff, put valve seals in it, converted to a 4-barrel, dressed it like a Commando, tuned it, tune-up stuff, built a carb. Alan did that carb. Did a damn good job, too. We changed the clutch, the entire 4-speed, the entire rear axle, leaf springs. We did all of the brakes, shocks, and wiper blades. Is that it? We did a lot, and we did finish that. That is true. How soft is soft? Donnie, that's been on my list of shirt ideas for a really long time. Futura Hardtop wants to know, what 5 A-bodies are you selling? Well, it might not literally be 5, but I would sell the Scamp. Someone was really excited about buying it last live stream, and I said, yeah, drop me an email, and I haven't heard from them. Now, I am not... this is important. Every car I'm about to say, I'm not ready to sell it necessarily, but I will sell it. The Scamp, I really want to fix the roof. I want to enjoy it more this year. I really like that car, but it's not a keeper for me. I'm going to do everything that it needs, and then if someone wants it, it is available. I have a Demon, so I don't need that. But I do really like it. I like driving it. It drives awesome. It gets great fuel economy. It's got pretty good power for a Slant 6. So, yeah. But that one would be on the chopping block. The Dart GT is a really great car too, but it's not a lifer for me either. I don't need that. It's a great car. Really like it. But that one will go. The Turbo Valiant. I really like that car, but I'm sick of it. And it can go too. That's 3. There's a 72 Swinger at Tom's. I think we're going to turn that into a race car. Do I have another A-body? Oh, yeah. 68 Dart Sedan. I keep forgetting about that one. It's still at Alan's house. With a 360. Sweet car. Chili Willy. 2.2 turbo. Possible to rock as a summer cruiser? Or 80s computers and fuel injection, a nightmare to keep going? Well, those are a nightmare, I think. I have a hard time getting excited about that. McLovin just put up a link to the Dead Dodge Garage web store for the merches. I want to remind everybody, I dropped this morning the Dale's Demon t-shirt. It is awesome. I've got a couple of them myself. It's a great piece of art done by a friend of the channel, Diesel the White-Tailed Buck. There's also a ramp truck shirt. I believe I've shown that here. That one's coming. The design was a little too dark to show up on a black shirt, and if it doesn't show up right on a black shirt, well, what's the point? So anyway, it has now been tweaked and lightened a little bit, and I think that's going to work way better. Still need to get a test print of that. And then that'll be out. We're going to do scrap pack shirts. We're going to do scrap pack hats. Those are all in the pipeline, but we're not there yet. And then I have a list of merch ideas that is literally forever long. Powered by Spite is the last thing I added to this list. That'd be a great sticker. Okay. AMC guy disagrees. He says the 2.2 turbo is dead nuts reliable. Well, you would know better than me. The only one I have had experience with was not dead nuts reliable. Daniel Fouke? I wish you would work on an early 80s Reliant, kind of like the Daytona. Reason Chrysler is still around. 100% the reason Chrysler is still around. And understand, if I could get my hands on one, I would. There is a K-Car Woody wagon in town. It's just sitting on the side, on some side street. I keep seeing it. Might be putting a note on that one. D1 Menace said you should make a physical list of all the cars for sale and post it on your page. No. If people want to buy through the channel, if they hear it's for sale and get a hold of me, whatever, that's great. I am listing them for sale locally, and that is the way I'd prefer to do things. I don't. Oh, Diesel's here. He heard his name. There is also. I'm not going to get into it. Oh, Rooster's here. Right on time as usual. Don't forget to hit that like button. It does stuff for the thing with the deal. People are always surprised by the lack of likes when they look at their page. Well, mine, because I have a tab of the thing open for live comments here, and then I have comments here. It's all crazy. Mine says 6. That's AI, Donnie. Don't send me AI garbage. And I already have the art for the back of the banana. Stephen Andrews did it. My mic is all hummy today. Can you hear that? It's really annoying. Diesel's got me in the background while playing American Truck Simulator. Hell yeah. Stack them deep, sell them cheap. I think it's... Evans always said it reverse of that. It's buy them cheap, stack them deep. But yeah. Fondness for chaos. Yeah. I do have a fondness for chaos. Believe in yourself says powered by spite would look great at the bottom of a website. I agree. Yes, McLovin, I do need a merge assistant. I have said that. I need a manager. I need help. Kyle Ennis, do you know what can cause a Poly 318 to run rough and die when I put it in gear? Unfortunately, multiple things. It could be an ignition issue. It could be a carburetor issue. You could have one plugged up idle circuit. You could have a horrible vacuum leak. You could have a jumped timing chain. That's a good start. So until you really dig in and kind of figure out what's what, I don't know. Scoop is not going in no web store. I'll order it online. Nice. Bang, bang, Maxwell's silver hammer came down on his head. That wasn't in key. Don't judge me. I don't know why this thing is so hummy. It's weird. Casey Harper says that Dart sedan kicks ass. Yes, it's a sweet car. I'm really looking forward to messing with that too. And what I think I might do is take the sway bar off the Scamp because it's the wrong sway bar. It's the earlier 67 to 72 design. And I have the right sway bar for it. I just happen to own that. Missing some hardware, but I think I can figure that out. And yeah, put the one that I have on the Scamp. Might even put the rear sway bar I have on the Scamp. That would be cool. And then take that one and put it on the 68 Dart because it needs it desperately. Diesel says, you better not be wanting to sell the 68 and 69 Charger, Jamie. The 69 has been listed for sale for like a month, and the 68 is for sale for the right price. Again, like those other cars I mentioned, I'm not actively trying to sell all of those, but they are They're not keepers. I don't care. I'll sell things. Plymouth on Poet. How many people have actually shown up with the money? Not many, my friend. Not many. You're on a pretty short list. Hunter Hutchins, any sponsorship from Power Driven Diesel? They offered me a turbo and stuff some time ago. I've talked to him multiple times, actually. But no, never have gotten anything from them. I think he was waiting for me to tell him exactly which turbo I wanted, and I'm not smart enough to know exactly what turbo I wanted. So I wanted him to tell me, and then that's where we ended up. Jeffrey Gall, how much can someone lower a first-gen pickup without having to know how to weld stuff? Well, I don't know. An axle flip is a common trick, but then your axle's pretty close to the frame. I can't tell you a number. I don't. Well, okay. Without doing a flip, there is a kit. Dang it. Tracy has one. Is it a 4-inch lowering kit? Maybe it's 3-inch, and an 1.5 comes from an extended shackle, and then the rest comes from a shackle bracket. You actually drill out or burn or grind or whatever the rivets and bolt a bracket onto the frame. Yeah, that kit's out there for the rear. For the rear, that's what I'm talking about. Because that's where you would have the problem. First gen pickup. Yeah. Okay. That's what I'm talking about. 72 to 93. Yeah, there's a kit out there. And then there's also an axle flip. You can do that, and you will get more, like 4 inches out of that. But then that axle is getting pretty close to the frame. So yeah, I would look for that kit. Robert Fitch, would you sell me the wheels and tires on your 63 Valiant, and would you take a match set of rotten 13-inch wheels and tires in trade? I don't know that I'm going to sell those wheels with that car. I have another car to put them on. Well, I have several other cars to put them on, actually. They're also one of the few things that make it look like it's actually worth money. So, I don't know. Probably not. Tumbleweed77 wants to know, what did I miss? So many things. Jeff Hutchins, 6 people like you? That's pretty good. I agree. I remember way back at the beginning of YouTube time, before the beginning of YouTube time, and this might have been DD Speed Shop's thing. I can't remember. It was something like, okay, so your video only got 50 views. If there were 50 people packed into a room and listening to you talk, would that seem like a lot? Kind of would. It's all perspective. Now my videos always get over 10,000 views, and I'm disappointed by that sometimes. Today's video only has 11,500 views. That's not enough. A really good video by this time would have 15,500 or even more. See, it's all perspective. Anyway. Mexican Spec says, Jamie, you have a daughter to handle the merch. She is free labor. She's also 9. Yeah. Will C says, buy high, sell lower is more my style, unfortunately. But we got to make a deal. Especially when you start talking like that. If you want any of those cars I was just talking about, let's talk. I have been that guy as well. I don't usually make money on cars. If I'm breaking even, I'm doing pretty good. I'm more in it for the fun. And now videos again. And actually I can lose money on a car because I got videos out of it. So yeah. Paul Shea says everyone should hit the like button, and I agree. Yes, Casey Harper. Yes. I knew you had many ideas for that Dart sedan. I didn't even know I was going to end up owning that Dart sedan. I really like it. I need to bring it home, but I have so little space. Casey Harper's totally a sedan guy. That's how I grew up. I was a poor kid with sedans from the local tow yard that I got running. Two-door stuff was the rich kid's game. Yeah, I get it. I have a love for sedans for sure. I mean, I like the lines of a two-door, but Also, as I told Alan, I should just be driving that Dart because I need something with back doors. C. Kramer 115, do you know how I could get gas in the manifold vacuum port of my carburetor? Yeah, probably overflowing bowls. Probably excessive fuel. It's the only time I've ever seen that. Yeah, Jeff Hutchins. Buy high, sell low, make it up in volume. Hum along with it, says AMC Guy. I think that's right. Meh. Paul Wortman wants to move in next door. I don't know. Can you? My sister says she'll be my personal assistant if I pay her. Careful what you wish for. I can afford it. Nice. Old Stuff Rules found a 72 Charger. We'll know tomorrow if it's mine. Hell yeah. K don't play made it. Nice. Welcome. Oh, yeah, McLovin showed up with cash money once. That is true. McLovin owns the Llama Barn. We talked about that for like 8 months before you bought it. You were an actual serious person. That's one of the things I appreciate about you, among many others. I'm not reading that, but it is funny. Yeah, even shorter list. How many people showed up with a rampage, says Plymouth on Plywood. Yeah, exactly one. Yeah, still actively looking for a donor for that. Jerry Herrera, every time I see your 69 on Marketplace, I want to come over and do some welding. Dude, Alan and I are both excited to weld on that car and do the work. I want to do the work. The problem is we're going to have to dedicate like a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks just to welding that charger back together. And here is the problem with that. I have to make 3 videos a week. And each video takes 1 to 2 days. So I cannot just sit and focus on that. Can't do it. As much as I would love to, but if we're going to do that, if we are going to cut that car up and weld metal to it, we have to do that. We cannot cut pieces off it and then leave it for 6 months. It will never get done. So we would have to lay out the time to do that. If we could do that, well, then a Hemi's going in it. And I would love to. Again, like, I listed it for sale because I wanted to buy a Hellcat. I'm not going to buy the Hellcat, so whatever. But it's still listed, and I have had a couple actually really interesting trade offers. Nothing set in stone yet, but yeah. Yeah, it's been here a year. Nothing has happened. It can go. That is the rule. That is my rule. Okay. But if it doesn't leave and we somehow find a couple weeks to weld on it, great. I would love to do that. I would love to keep that car. I always wanted that car. I would buy that car again right now. James Jennings, any advice about lost titles in Washington? It's not really hard. Go to licensing, tell them what you're doing. You need to bill a sale, I think. They are going to do a search and see if they can find the previous owner's information. If they do, you have to send a certified letter. Certified means they have to sign for it. So if they sign for it and get the letter, you're screwed. If they are not there to sign for it and it comes back undelivered, you're in the clear because they're not there anymore. Hopefully, ideally, if they are there and they get your letter, you put your contact information in there and you work it out with them. But you do that thing, and then one of those two things happens, and then you get an appointment scheduled with State Patrol, and you do an inspection, which is really just about numbers. They're not looking at anything but numbers in the inspection. That is all they care about. So, yeah, just be cool and don't have a stolen car, and you're good. That comment was a while ago. Hopefully he was still here. Unical76. Hey, Jamie, any experience with early 80s J bodies? I have zero experience with those. Might be going to look at an 81 Imperial in a couple of weeks. Didn't those have that goofy fuel injection system that doesn't work? The one, isn't that the car that Sinatra took his name off of? I have zero experience. Manny Cardoza says that truck kit, the one I was talking about, Lauren kit, is on eBay. It was simple to install, took a few hours. Yeah, not a big deal. Not a big deal. The one that I was supposed to install was a big deal because the frame was rusted out. You're right, Hot Shoe. Turbo sizing is important, and I don't know dick about it. Scott DeForge, I list cars on Facebook Marketplace. Or FaceTubes, as I love to call it. I am way spoiled, I know. Spoiled rotten, it's ridiculous. Mexican Spec, why would anybody want a Hellcat? Because their brother bought a Camaro SS, and they need to put him in his place. That is why. That is the only why. Kyle Ennis, do you like Red Hook Ale? I don't think I've ever tried one. Scoop says, I'm learning from Bad Chad. He welds panels on pretty good. Everything I know about piecing a Mopar back together, I learned from Chris Birdsong. I understand the process. We've done a bit of it. And again, like, I'm not a great welder or a great... nice. Or a great fabricator by any means, but I do know about it, and I think I could do a good enough job. Tiffany Hovey says, clear the bottom field and I'll share it with you. Careful what you wish for. Half cars, half dogs. I'm in. Let's do it. Held Lightning says 2-door 55 Imperial 331 Hemi. Well, they all are. On Craigslist down in Yorba Linda. Interesting. K Don't Play says, we've got a 73 Cali Duster 340. That's awesome. Joey Garcia, we have far more than 70 likes. Again, you only see the number of likes that were there when you joined. It does not update. Nice. Mark M's going to put 15-inch slots on that car? Hell yeah. Mexican Spec. About my 9-year-old daughter. Age is just a number, Jamie. If she wants to eat, those orders have to go out. Oh, man. Daniel, daily drives an 81 Plymouth Reliant, 89,000 original miles. If you're interested, get a hold of me. I'd like to get into a daily driver, something cheap. I just sold a 40-plus mile a gallon Hyundai Accent. I don't think I really have much that would interest you. See, and I don't know where you're at. I'm in Western Washington. I would love to have that. I would do a video, and then that would be the end for me. I don't have a passion for those cars. I will mess with them. People like to see it, and I'm fine with that. But at the end of the day, I'm an A-body guy. And B-bodies and trucks. But anyway. Yes, Robert Fitch. Breaking even on a car means you're no longer losing money, so that's a win. Yeah. D1 Menace says, admit it, you're a hoarder. You talk a good sale game, but you really don't want to let go of anything. You are so wrong. It's ridiculous. Literally and I'm serious when I say this. My Demon stays, my Barracuda stays, and the Banana stays, at least for now. Everything else out there could be gone this week. Please come buy all those cars. They could be gone this week, and I would be so happy. I believe it was the late, great... No, he's not dead. Tyler from Fight Club, who said, things you own end up owning you. And that is more true for project cars than any other thing. Seriously. Yeah, I'm a hoarder. Obviously, I'm a hoarder. But I know how to let go of things. Stephen Rosenthal says 2 doors are a great way to avoid hauling passengers. See, the problem is I put 3 kids in the back of my 2018 Challenger last night. And it sucked. And I keep having to do that. And it sucks every time. My daughter is 9, but she's tall. And today we went to the store and I said, just sit in the front. There's a baby seat in the back. There's garbage. You can't sit behind me. There's just sit in the front. I don't even care. Write me a ticket, I guess. She's tall enough, but I think you're supposed to be older. I think they are supposed to be older to ride in the front. So many things. Yeah, that AMC guy. Film it when you can. Release the video as you have collected footage. This is the problem. Okay, demon video from today. Filmed on 4 different days. I'm still working on a follow-up video for Stephen Andrews' truck at Rocket. I have filmed on 3 or 4 different days so far, and the video is nowhere near done. The yellow Challenger video I did recently was filmed on 3 different days over like 2 months. I do that. It sucks. It sucks so bad having to go back and another good one. I've got a video coming up on the repairs on my Hemi block. Filmed on 5 or 6 different days over like 5 months. Crazy. Maybe it wasn't 5 months. Maybe it was only. No, I'm pretty sure it was like Christmas. I don't know. It doesn't matter. But yeah, I do that. It sucks. I'm trying to do that less. Paul Wortman, will hell freeze over if you don't put out 3 videos a week? No, but my income will suffer, and I need my income to continue feeding the beast. Know what I'm saying? So, no, it will not freeze over, but the channel will suffer. Oh. My brother would weld on a Charger. He takes payments in Charger sheet metal and seats. But I need the sheet metal. You can't have it. And finish the Roadrunner and then the other Charger and then the other Charger, and then we can talk about welding on Chargers. LOL. Did he hear what I said about his car? Stacy Renner's only an hour and 20 minutes late, and I don't know how late I am to that comment, but nice. Chia. Jeff Hutchins says, I say do 2 weeks of 69 Charger sheet metal, 6 videos. I'll watch. No one else will. Yep. What are we even doing? This is a lot of... The comments are moving too fast. Casey Harper, man, how do you keep track of building content like you do? I've noticed that so many times, and I think it's impressive. I'm insane, dude. I have a crazy case of ADHD or ADD or whichever one it is. I can juggle all these things, like all the different the operations and what needs to happen and what parts, and it's like I can juggle all of that. I have no notes. It's all in here. But focusing and finishing one of those many thousand things is this whole other thing. It's a problem. I'm well suited to the former and not to the latter. AMC guy says hire a person to help film. No, I don't want another person in here. I always, before I started the channel, I meant to start a YouTube channel for years, and what I was trying to figure out was who's going to come hold the camera. And then I realized, I just hold the camera. I don't have to be in the video. And that's how the channel got started. Just one day I got an iPhone and I was like, wow, this takes pretty good video. I could just hold this and then point it at stuff. And now we have a YouTube channel. Excuse me. Lots of burps. Yes, he heard. Good. That AMC guy, you almost need to stockpile footage so that you can always have 2 or 3 videos in the can just to stay on top of YouTube demands. You have no idea how hard I try to do that. I do actually have, I'm out a couple weeks on Engine Wednesdays, but there's a problem too because all the videos are Hemis and I can't do 3 Hemi videos in a row. So I'm probably going to start assembling a Slant 6 tomorrow. Yeah, I try to do that, and I'm going to have to be ahead for various things. I did get ahead for our anniversary trip, and I'm going to have to get ahead again when I want to leave town for a few weeks. I'll make some on the road, but I have to be ready for that. Scoop wonders if his phone does that. Well, if it's an iPhone whatever, it probably does. My mother was dreadfully disappointed the last time she tried Rainier. Casey Harper, do you have like 50 SD cards? No, I have one iPhone 15 Pro Max. And I used to do it all on an iPhone 13 not Pro. And that one ran out of space. Literally every day. Okay, figuratively every day. Hot Shoes says Jamie is a polymath. Yeah, I learned what that word means, and that's me. Constant need to learn, aptitude for many different things, desire to learn everything about a thing and be really good at everything. Chili Willie says ADHD is for the Tide Pod eaters. Yeah. Nice. Alan will be helping next week. Yeah, Alan ruined his back slightly, which is inconvenient. Alan is the best help. Peter Ralph, what advice would you give a guy who wants to turbo an engine for the first time? I did that and it didn't go good. Watch a lot of videos, do a lot of reading, for the particular engine that you want to turbo, because I'd seen all kinds of info on turboing a Slant 6. I developed my plan for turboing the Slant 6 over years. I read this same article again and again and again. I knew kind of roughly what I wanted to do. I was not doing what they did in that article, but that was sort of the basis for the plan. Started with a factory manifold, welded a flange to it, put a turbo on it. It sat in that same place that they put theirs. They did draw... No, they didn't. They did do blow through, actually. But I wanted to use an intercooler and EFI, which didn't work out. Is don't good advice? Read everything that you can. Learn everything about it that you can. Watch videos, and be ready to blow your engine up and be disappointed. Because both of those things may happen. And that's just got to be okay. Jeff Hutchins, yes, that is the same. Dead Dodge brother. Paul Wortman, am I moving in next door or what? Well, I don't know. Are you? That AMC guy. Yes, you can turbocharge an engine for under $2,000, but for the love of God, don't. Cocky Man, diesel locomotives. I would love to be involved with trains. I love trains. Aaron Ennis, will you play a song for us? Yes, I will. Scoop took 4 years to figure out his phone had a flashlight. Oh my God. Jaybird says, yeah, it's crazy how many videos dudes like Pole Barn Garage churn out. I don't know how fast he does that. It's crazy. Like, how do you have a life as well? I basically don't. I just work on cars all the time. It's never ending. Jeffrey Voth, who would you trust to drop the camera? Exactly. Alan does hold a camera occasionally. Usually if there's a human holding a camera and you see me, Alan's filming it. And often I don't even know he's doing it. He just does it. But sometimes I realize and I actually speak to camera. But yeah. It's just not how I prefer to operate. And ask Ask anyone who is around while I'm filming. I can't talk. And so much of my time filming is refilming, just trying to get through the thought that I had. Can I explain how I'm able to just babble for 2 hours every Sunday and mostly talk okay, but then not as soon as I turn the camera on? No. No idea. Scott Day, I'm sure you... I think this is a case of voice to text not working, but the gist of it was, how does an A-body do in the snow? I've driven a couple A-bodies in the snow. Have I driven a V8 one in the snow? Can't remember. But I did. I daily drove a 73 Swinger for a time. It had a Slant 6, though, and I just aired down the rear tires, and it did great. Devin11 is throwing all the turbo on a Volkswagen Bug. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So many comments just came in. I don't even know what's happening anymore. Yeah, Tumble. Who's talking about kit car engines? Yeah, the 2.5 came pretty late in the game. 86? I actually thought it was later than that. Maybe the Turbo 2.5 was later than that. Jeff Hutchins, I vastly prefer the Challenger to the Camaro. The Camaro, you are... Like, the Challenger is tight on interior space in the back. The Camaro is tight on interior space everywhere. Your children in the back just can't have legs, at least if you're ridiculously tall like my brother is. You are compacted in there. I'm not saying it's not a good platform. It is, but I prefer to be slightly comfortable at least. And I also, really didn't like the seats in the SS. Hated the 6-speed. It's terrible. It's herky-jerky. If you want to drive fast, it's fine. But if you want to just drive like a normal person, it's really not fun taking off. There's a lot to like about the Camaro for sure. But between the two, for me, it's Challenger. And I don't care if it weighs 500 more pounds, has less power, and is slower, and is based on a 90s Mercedes chassis. Don't care. They drive awesome. I've got a video on that coming, actually. I did the video I didn't get out yesterday was me driving a Scat Pack 6-speed Challenger, which is really fun. A gentleman named Dan drove that all the way over here from Missouri, which is amazing. Really cool. Excuse me. Daniel asked, hey, where would I go to hear some of your music? So the last actual record, album, whatever, that I put out was with my band Whitewood Funk. That's all one word, and you can find it on Bandcamp. It's called Ballads for Ava. So you can hear that, but it is now... How old is she? Did we record that in 16? God, I don't even know. Vivian's not here to ask, but she might not even remember. I could ask Drew, but I probably wouldn't hear back for 3 days. Anyway, it's on Bandcamp. You can go find... I've mentioned this a couple times tonight, but I'm going to mention it again. My friend Kevin has a YouTube channel called Fuzzguts Recordings, because he makes recordings. He's not a YouTuber, but he has a channel, and he posted 2 videos from my new band Morning Oranges show on Friday. Pretty good, if I do say so myself. So you can go check that out. And then I'm on SoundCloud. Haven't put anything on SoundCloud for a long time, but Jamie Noyes is my SoundCloud. Paul Wortman wants to hear some John Prine. Yeah, we could probably make that happen. No, a 2.5 would not be stock in a Rampage. Towns Van Zant. I like that guy too. Josh Homan. Do you like ships? I love ships. Stop it. Successful people rarely have time, says Hippie Long. Well, I'm something approaching successful. I think I just made the microphone quieter. Just hit stuff until it comes back. one of my dad's jokes. Stupid Americans went to a Coke party, almost drowned. Teen Stevenson, you remove the F-bomb all the time. Dude. The editing. There's so much editing. Yeah, Daniel, I think your tutu was made for a turbo. Go for Garage just became a DDG member. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, McLovin thought I bought that Challenger. I posted about it on Instagram. I said at the end of the post, I think I got it out of my system. I guess I just didn't quite make it obvious enough. Yeah, Casey Harper, you can't see out of a Camaro. Challenger's not much better. They are very similar cars, but the Challenger is more of a like Grand Tour focused thing, and the Camaro is more sporty thing, and it shows. James Jennings, 66 Valiant, rolled all around West Seattle in 8 inches of snow. Nice. Cocky Man, can you do the blues, old or modern? Yes, I can. Sometimes I can even do it well. Just not today. Oh, smokestack lightning, shining just like gold. Lord, and she hear me crying. Oh, oh, oh. Not many people in my generation were in blues rock bands at 15, but I was. So there you go. Old Iron, what kind of gearing would an 80s Slant 60 100 likely have? I tell my friends it's slow because it has low gears. I don't know. High threes, I would guess. But I don't know. There is so much going on in this comment section. It's crazy. Keith Hill said, and this is good, my advice on turbos, find out who is successful at what you want and do what they're doing. There you go. Bullwag says, new Challengers truly do drive fantastic. Yeah, they do. I love my V6 car. That, you're all very silly people. That Scat Pack, it handled, and it stopped, and it had power. Oh, my God. What did I do? Oh, it's still peaking. We're good. Maybe I blew out my eardrums. That would make sense. Conroy Cavasu, why can't it be on the YouTube? If you search YouTube for White Wood Funk, all one word, you will find a few videos from back in the day. But yeah, those videos of Morning Orange are also on YouTube. McLovin just put up a link to one, I think. Yeah. Wow, my brother made his picture his silly Camaro. It's messed up. That is messed up. No one wants to see that. We'll see. You do any Delta Blues stuff? I have. Paul Wortman, my old band, also played Train Kept Her Rolling. Good night, Patrick Sullivan. Thanks for hanging out here. We are getting pretty close to 2 hours. Technically, I was late, so I guess it's 15 minutes, but I'm probably going to leave roughly on time and go make some cheeseburgers. James Jennings, would you trade good guitars for cars? Are you asking me to trade my guitars, or are you offering me guitars? Because I like the latter. I'm not looking to get rid of any of my guitars. Casey Harper, Jamie, your guitar is in tune. I don't know that it was fully. Why don't so many people hear when their guitar isn't in tune? So the thing about people is some of them are tone deaf. You traded the Bluesmobile for this? No, I traded it for a microphone. All right, I can see that. Bell James, catch you later. Bullwag says, modern scat wide body has made me prefer slower old cars. I don't have a big need for fast, wild old cars. They're not going to feel wilder than the scat, but they'll be awesome in their own way. I fully agree. This is what I've tried to say. Someone asked me about this recently. You have said that you like the old cars and you also like the new cars. Explain that. And I did. I tried anyway. I like them for different reasons. It's possible to like more than one thing, especially for me. The wide body is awesome. I really like it. I'm not going to buy one. I don't think. Oh. But I like those wheels on there. Yeah. Yeah. Let's talk. We got to decide what you want and what you don't. Fix the cigarette lighter. I was going to do that part too, but I changed my mind. Skullcracker is writing the Flying Rock song for me. James Jennings. Gibson. I like Gibsons. I would love to own a Gibson Les Paul. I'd love to own a standard SG. Mine is a faded. It's an 04 faded SG, but it has gold hardware and PAF reissues. And all that gold stuff was brand new when I got it, and now it is well seasoned. That one's special. That's the one I've always figured, like, okay, much like cars, a lot of this stuff could go. I don't want to get rid of any of them in particular, but that SG is for life. That's with me forever. And I always figured on handing that down to my daughter someday. But now she might get a Rickenbacker bass or 3. So anyway, yeah. Oh, James Jennings. Looking for an early Barracuda. I have an LP Special Case Queen. Well, I'm not getting rid of my Barracuda, unfortunately. That sounds cool, but yeah, my only Barracuda is the garbage can Cuda, and that car is not going anywhere. Yeah, Mexican Spec. I enjoyed driving the 81 Valiant Volare with the 225 Slant 6, and if that name sounds weird to you, remember this is Mexican Spec talking. I enjoyed driving that just a little less than the 318 Dart GTS. They are both fun for different reasons. This is why that Scamp is so fun. It's just a Slant 6, but well, it's kind of a peppy Slant 6, but yeah, it's fun. Wow. Cocky Man just sent me $100. Thank you. Holy crap. Don't tell Bill. He's been out super chatted one night. Bill's cumulatively paid my mortgage, I think. Do you need to add ZDDP when motor oil has ZDDP in it? It depends on the count. So if you're using a high ZDDP oil, a race style oil, Joe Gibbs, Valvoline Race, I use Kendall Race Oil, which also has high ZDDP. I don't know the ppm count on that one, but I think it's enough. If you are using one of those high ZDDP oils, no, you do not need to add any extra. If you are using any other oil that has a lower ZDDP count, as is common in any modern oil, if you see like an SN rated oil, that's going to have low ZDDP, like half as much as you need. Then yes, there's always ZDDP, but it's a low count. Does that make sense? But if you're using one of those race style oils that has high ZDP, no, you do not need to add any extra. And thank you again. Man, I already need a CPA on staff, Chris. It's stupid. Rooster says Cocky Man's donation will go toward my therapy. Greasebelly Garage, does Kendall oil still exist? Yes, they do. Buy it from the local guys at Cut Rate all the time. Classic Dude Mike, yes, Zappa loved his SG, and mine looks a lot like his. Oh, wow. Hippie Long, I got a 65 Commando looking for a home. 0 rust. Cool. I'd love to have one. Oh, God, who was it that I talked to? Was it you? It might have been you. Someone just north of the border with a car meeting that description. A really, really nice car. Like, too nice for me. Will C says F8 Green Challenger Scat Pack. So dope. Yes. Yes. Classic Dude Mike, you act like a totally different guy on stage. Yeah. Welcome to performing. Yes, I do. I am a totally different guy on stage. This whole YouTube thing is like new. I was born to be a performer. And a bunch of other stuff. But yeah, that is where I feel the best on stage with an instrument in my hand and a band behind me. That is where I belong. But it's really tiring and it's a lot of work. Anyway. The Triad was watching the video on that Stone Stoop Lancer. Those lines are seriously cool. They're really neat. They're funky. Some people do not like them, but I do. Gopher Garage says the Valvoline race is getting hard to get there local. O'Reilly carries it here, but good Lord, has it gotten expensive. Dude, it sucks. That's why I buy the Kendall stuff. But when I started buying it from them, Val Race was $7 a quart and Kendall was $3. And now Val Race is $12 a quart or $11 a quart or something, and the Kendall is $6-ish. I might have allegedly said some dirty words about that in the local parts store recently, but it is what it is. It's still way cheaper. I have to buy it, so yeah. Yeah. Catch you later, Dean. And everybody else heading out. Of course, it is getting near to that time. I do thank you all for hanging out. I think I saw... Did we hit 270 tonight? It was 260 something, I think. So, yeah, thanks, everybody. Really cool. And thank you so much for those super chats. That is nuts. Man. I am spoiled. Sam is dat. It do, but does it 4-speed? Yes, it do. God, that car is so fun. It's so fun. I forget how fun it is. Jeff R. Mushroom and Swiss. No mushroom. I'll take the Swiss, though. McLovin did put up a link to the DDG Discord again. I think most people that hang out in here are in there at this point. Yeah, Hippie Long, cream with gold stripe and the correct amount of pedals. I do believe that was the car I was thinking of. It do 4-speed. End of time. What do you think of Driven Racing Oil? Based off old Kendall Racing Oil. It's green. I didn't know it had any relation to Kendall. That's news to me. But as I understand, Joe Gibbs Driven is the best. So, yeah. 48 seconds ago, Idaho Lineman commented on today's Demon video and said, and just like that, I'm back on Marketplace hunting for a 4-speed. Nice. Yeah, people seem to think... People really liked the intro to today's video. I bank shifted it onto the highway at night. Except I let off in third because I always miss third if I try to flat-foot it. It just doesn't work. It's stupid. Partially down to the clutch, I think. Usually on my demon driving videos, people say stupid things like, sell Dale's Demon to someone who doesn't shift like a spaz. But everybody on today's video has been... positive. Well, except for that one guy. Everybody else, though. Interesting. Yeah, I hadn't heard that about Driven. That's really interesting. Oh, Tiffany Hovey. I was a roadie in my 20s, but strobe lights don't agree with my stomach. Mad Mike, the dude that played the Telecaster, has a lot of energy. That's Seth. Yeah. Yeah, he's notorious for like he's all over the place, and he tangles his cords up in like a truly amazing way. And he actually bought a wireless to use starting with this show, but we tested it at practice and it sucked too much tone. Yeah, Mark M says, Jamie, if you're going to give your all on stage, you need to hydrate heavily. I tried, but I didn't try hard enough. Robert Fitch, time for an outro? Yeah, probably. Good night, Jamie Delaney. Good night, folks. Keep up the good work, Jamie. Any offers on the wagon? Yes. Couple people. One guy wants to drive it home to California. I hope he does. He sounds cool. Strobe lights and pillow fights. That could be a song title. Yeah. Try harder. Rooster says I need a shifter with the shorter throw. I'm sure you're right. There is always that one guy. The tryout. Yeah, 4 gears is cooler, but you can still slam around on a 3-speed. I wanted to put a 4-speed in the garbage can CUDA. I have 3 of them, but the ratios suck. The split between first and second is absolutely stupid, and everyone, including the Direct Connection Bible, the manual, Direct Connection book, says don't use the 3-speed for racing. So I didn't. Rooster says he saw 272. Nice. Scott Day might have found a 340 block. I hope so. Believe in Yourself is currently Mopar-less. May be that one guy. Hippie Long, would your 64 Dart GT make it to California? It runs pretty well. The brakes were just gone through by Alan. It needs tires desperately right now. I am planning to do that. The headlights still don't work. I'm planning to fix that. There are little things. It has been off the road for a long time. I don't see anything like destroyed in the suspension area. The rear U-joint is good. The CV, the whatever you call it, ball and trunnion, is leaking but tight. Steering's okay. I mean, I truly believe that it needs tires first. It needs some more seat time. Coolant flush would be a good idea too, but it might. I mean, if you want to do the roadkill, it certainly might. Yeah, Joey Garcia has a 3-speed A230 sitting in the garage. I actually just remembered I have 4. 1 at my sister's house and 3 here. Yeah. Okay. Put a corn dog in the window. Well, that's all right, Casey. Thanks for being here. Really appreciate that. Good night to Chris and everybody else heading out. I'm sure Mexican Spec will mute his screen now because he hates when I sing. Excuse me. Though I should have gone to. I did that falsetto. I did that song in a live. When was that? That was months ago. And someone was like, "You did the corn dog in a window song?" Yes. Jesse Smith, Sabbath. Wherever. It's in there somewhere. Night, John. Thanks for being here. Someone said to do a John Prine song, but I don't. Which one have I? Ball and Trunnion would be a good name for a band that sucks. Mom's headed off to Mother's Day dinner. Have a time. Happy Mother's Day. There's There's a bathroom on the right. That's not the right key or in tune with it. Mick Sabbath. Yeah. We about to do this next one for a real money-making player that ain't with us no more. I'm talking about Falco. Falco. Rooster says, play that lick you did on my porch. That's a slide tune. I have to retune my entire guitar to do that. Night Mexican Spec. I know a guy's got a lot to lose. He's a really... Come back to me. I can do better. I know a guy that... No, come back to me again. I can't do the pretty melody. I know a guy's got a lot to lose. He's a pretty nice fella, kinda confused, got muscles in his head, ain't never been used. Thinks he owns half of this town. Starts drinking heavy, gets a big red nose, beats his old lady with a rubber hose, and he takes her out to dinner, buys her new clothes. That's the way the world goes round. That's the way that the world goes round. You're up one day, the next you're down. It's a half an inch of water and you think you're gonna drown. That's the way that the world goes round. I was sitting in the bathtub, counting my toes when the radiator broke. The water all froze, I got stuck in the ice without my clothes, naked as the eyes of a clown. I was crying ice cubes, hoping I'd Damn it! I almost lost it, but then I didn't lose it, but then I did. Yeah, Jay, I got your email. I don't know when I'm going up there. I have no idea. Naked as the eyes of a clown. I was crying ice cubes, hoping I'd croak, but then the sun came through the window, the ice all broke. I stood up and laughed, thought it was a joke. That's the way the world goes round. That's the way that the world goes round. You're up one day, the next you're down. It's a half an inch of water and you think you're gonna drown. That's the way that the world goes round. That's the way that the world goes round. That's the way that the world goes round. That's the way the world goes round. All right, we did it. We'll do it better next time. Mexican Spec, do you stop on do you do this on stage too? No, I'm better on stage. I've always said I'm, hold on. What is it I always say? Contextually good. I can be good. I'm just not always good. But I'm as good once as I ever was. All right, it's the end of the live as we know it. We did it. We're here. I'm going to go make burgers. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out. I really appreciate it. I have to go respond to like 20 different people that want to buy this RV. Hot shoe. Yeah, sitting down is what's wrong. Good Lord, Cocky Man. That is an unreasonably large super chat. Thank you so much. You just made my week. Wow. Thank you. I will see you guys later. Yeah, wow. That is absurd. I owe you big time. Let me know which kidney you want. Cocky Man gets 10 questions answered. Yeah, just call me. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Thank you again. Thank you more. Probably a Slant 6 video this Wednesday. Probably a Challenger RT Scat Pack wide body last call edition on next Saturday, and Lord knows what else we'll do. But Hope you're all here for it. See you in the Discord. Buy a demon shirt. Have fun. Drive safe. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Thanks, everybody. Bye. Bye.